I saw this coffee table book the other day at Barnes and Ignoble, and felt the need to get a picture of it, and I feel the need to talk about it, because if you are someone who had any kind of belief in the boss, that is Bruce Springsteen, who known strangely as the boss, although he supposedly spoke for the working man, that there's already a contradiction right there, isn't it? You want your boss to speak for you if you're a downtrodden working man in the Rust Belt, struggling to get by. Well, the factories are closing all around you. The landscape of Springsteen's music. Already that's a bit problematic, is it not? Well, I saw this book and I was like, oh man, okay, so many good things about it. I was never a Springsteen fan, so this was not a punch to the gut for me exactly, but it's still, it's still vexing, I suppose, in a sense, seeing that perhaps one is always naive to think that a public persona who's supposed to be this voice of conscience, think of Bono, for example, and I don't know think of plenty of others who just are complete fake, phony, full of hot air. But I just want to point out a few things here. First of all, renegades, born in the USA. Well, there's a lot of question about this one, isn't there? Where he was born. But so that makes that aspect of it a bit ironic. Renegades. Both of these guys are renegades? Is that what they're selling us? These guys in this slick black and white picture, in this massive coffee table book that's been churned out by some major book publishing company. These guys are renegades? Really? Then you got this little detail up here, which is also interesting. 20% off. So I guess it's maybe having a little bit of trouble selling, which I find that heartening. Well, I mean, what can I really say about this? Like, how can you see this if you believe in Springsteen's authenticity, let's say, or in the authenticity of his work, that he means it, he speaks for the working man, he speaks for the forgotten, and here he is with the man of the system, right? We're supposed to still think of Barack Obama as a renegade? Give me a break. This is the guy who presided over a government that went to war on whistleblowers. This is a guy who presided over a government who persecuted Julian Assange, persecuted Edward Snowden, persecuted the Manning entity, and those are just the high-profile cases, of course. To say and mostly continued the warmongering efforts of his predecessor. I mean, what did he do that was such a renegade move, right? What did he do to live up to this renegade hype that they're trying to sell here in this book? And this guy, I mean, okay, he's got the voice, he's got charisma, You know, he's got the aesthetic, and I've never been a fan, but I can understand. I understand liking him. You know, sort of the same way I'm not into Bob Dylan, but I could understand the mystique of the man, and I can understand, you know, that a lot of his songs are powerful and, you know, seem to come from a certain place. But I mean, would we ever, let's stick with Bob Dylan for a second. Not that I think Bob Dylan is the height of virtue or anything like that. Wouldn't it be jarring to see Bob Dylan in a picture like this with any high-profile political figure, any immensely powerful, even if he's just a figurehead? Well, I mean, who knows how much real power someone like him or the current occupant of his office actually has, but you know what I mean. Somebody who represents the system. This is a guy who supposedly is fighting the system his whole life. You know, he's making a lot of money doing it. He's signed to a big-time record label, and he's raking it in and going on tour and, you know, selling out shows and all that. But that's, I mean, there's no problem with, I have no problem with somebody who's talented getting recompensed for his talent. I'm just saying, how does that make him a renegade? What's the last thing that Bruce Springsteen has said that sounds renegade-ish, that savors in any way of a renegade point of view or perspective or mindset? You know, I mean, he's got his songs about his sad, tragic songs about the working man, and, you know, working families and vanishing, you know, main streets, whitewashed windows and vacant stores and all that. But here he is. I mean, how do you not look at this picture and not just at least groan, at worst barf, right? How do people buy into this? Do people buy into the idea that this prepackaged celebrity and this prepackaged would-be messiah figure / politician, both of whom have immense power behind them, that these are renegades? How dumb are people to believe this, to buy into this? I know people are dumb. I know there's a lot of dumb people. Don't get me wrong, but I still am brought up short that people could see this book and think to themselves, yeah, those are two righteous dudes, and there they are together. Look, he's got his arm, he's got his hand on his shoulder, he's smiling broadly. It's in black and white, you know, it's so stylish looking. Dreams, myths, music. Oh my God. I mean, you know, in the 80s we had this saying, gag me with a spoon. I mean, and I think that's the most appropriate way to end this video. Gag me with a spoon, renegades.